Hi, my name is Megan Mason, and this is my Module 1, Building Professional Capacity Through Personal Introductions. So some personal demographics about myself. I am married to my husband of 5 years. We have 2 girls. One is 4 and one is 1, almost 2. I grew up in Deshler, Nebraska in a small town, and once I graduated high school there, I attended McPherson College for my undergraduate, and I majored in history and special education, and I was also a thrower on the track and field team. Then I got my driver's ed instructor endorsement from Fort Hays, and now I'm taking my building administration master's degree. Some of my hobbies are being outside, playing sports, doing anything on the farm, and being with my friends and family and playing games, anything like that. My work experience, my first job was a 6 through 8 adaptive special education teacher at SCK in Pratt, Kansas. I was there for a year, and then we moved to Colony, and I got a job through the cooperative A&W here, and I got a para/long-term sub position at Royster Middle School in Chanute, Kansas. Then I became the actual teacher of the 6 through 8 EDBD teacher at the Royster Middle School for a couple of years. And now I'm here at Colony at the same building my husband's in, and I am the 6 through 12 adaptive special education teacher. I'm also the middle school and high school track coach. I'm the throws coach, and I'm also a driver's ed instructor. So strategies for developing a collaborative professional culture to design support. There are some components you need to have. This is improvement, retention, learning, and well-being. So let's start with improvement. Mental health is going to be one of the main subjects of this presentation because it's very important to have that support within your community. This can be from checking in with your staff, see how they're doing. Is there anything going on in their lives? Understand all the demands and strains they have. As a teacher personally, I understand that part and what teachers go through. Sometimes administrators just get their administrative degree and skip that portion, or forget about those things, and that's something that they have to keep in mind. Complete mental health training, either in person or online. I know personally we have some in person, and it's mainly for our students, but we also have a lot of online training that we do for our yearly professional development trainings. This manages who takes parts, figuring out the concerns the staffs are, and helps to understand where to help support them in these areas. Retention. As administrators, we want to keep our teachers, and it's really hard to keep them with all the stressors we have going on today. One way to keep teachers is having a transparent environment. This means to have an honest and open relationship, telling them exactly what's going on when it's appropriate, telling them that they can come to you for whatever they need, and having that opportunity to celebrate them, whether it's in their personal life or in their professional life. Analyze their failures. We all learn from failing. It's just how it goes. So instead of pointing it out in a way where we feel like we're belittling someone, how can you make it better for next time? What can you fix? What can be improved? Also encourage others. Encourage them to step outside their comfort zones, to take those risks, but knowing that you have their back in the end of the day. And being mindful. Being mindful is being aware of when teacher burnouts can occur. So a typical school year, that's around parent-teacher conferences, the end of semester, end of the school year. Or if you know a teacher is going through a hard year because they just have one of those classes, or you understand there's a certain parent that is not cooperating with teachers, helping the teachers vent and being able to help them through those hard times will help prevent burnouts. Encourage physical and mental health. Physical is just as important as mental, because when you are active, you're letting off that stress. It's a great way to get rid of stress. Retention continued. So where can we start as administrators? We can start with finding teachers, and a great way to find teachers is going and doing those job fairs. I know the college I attended had a conference job fair where we sent all our resumes, and there's all these school districts that would come up to the booths at your college booth, and they would ask for your resume if they needed that area. That was a great way to put myself out there. Pre-service preparation. So if you hire new teachers, have them have a day to themselves where they can ask those questions without feeling like embarrassed from all the other teachers, and having a day to get settled into your district. Job shadowing. Maybe, for example, as a special education teacher, I have my paras that are new go out for a day with my veteran paras to shadow how they handle certain kiddos, ask questions on the go, because a lot of times questions aren't thought of until it actually happens. Invest in your teachers. This is one of the most important things, because you're going to get what you put in from your teachers. If you just hire them and say, good luck, have a great school year, and don't try to put in anything to those teachers, most likely they're not going to stick around the next year. If you put in your time, show them that you care, they're going to want to stay around. Mentor programs, especially for new teachers, having that year-long mentoring of other teachers, helping them with the ropes, understanding how to guide them through the education system, and provide professional development. So this is the opportunities of growth. Giving them freedom to do some of their own picking and choosing, but I also understand that there are some mandatory things that we want as administrators to have our staff to know. And then again, celebrate, celebrate, celebrate. So moving on to the learning aspect, our main goal is to improve student achievement. We want our kids to succeed. And the first thing to do is by hitting the teachers, helping them to be effective through supervision and evaluation. Provide effective professional development, like I stated earlier. And being able to measure performance. This means, does the teacher know the subject matter? Can they plan well? Can they deliver the content to students so students understand? Are they monitoring the students' growth? Are they adjusting things when things aren't progressing in the way they should be? And can they form a great relationship with students? Because that relationship building really strikes key to a student's learning. And finally, the well-being. Again, we're talking about like the mental health and well-being of staff members, and there's 10 steps we can take as administrators to help this. Assign a staff member who's in charge of coordinating the school's approach to staff mental health. View the mental health policy and address the needs of the staff. Make mental well-being comfortable. Opportunities for supporting staff so they feel confident. Outside sources for support for staff mental well-being. Review workload. Place where staff members can take a breather if needed. So this could be like a teacher lounge. Is there somewhere they can go, like during their plan or during lunch, where they can just sit and relax and just de-stress? Social events for staff outside of work. Having a social event like game night, or maybe a round of volleyball after school or something, just so the staff can just unwind and it doesn't have to deal with anything school related. And then a well-being survey, so that you know exactly what they're as staff are needing, or that the school is lacking of support, and that way it can be anonymous, and so you can get some truthful answers to guide you. And then addressing what you find out in staff meetings. A lot of times our meetings are just kids, which that's our job. I understand that, but it's also nice to take time and ask your staff, How are you doing? What's going on in your life? What's going on at school? What can I do to help you? So standard correlation. Improvement part, through professional development, evaluations, and collaborations and mentoring, improvement of teachers can be seen, thus student achievements will be improved. Teacher retention, when teachers don't have burnouts and they feel supported and are able to have an outline of mental well-being, the retention rate for teachers will be higher. The learning part, teachers need to be given opportunities to grow in the fields and in wellness. If teachers keep growing, so will their passion for the profession. This will also allow for school improvement. Teacher and student well-being, if there is openness about mental well-being, then they're more likely to seek help when needed. When seeking outlets for mental well-being is uncomfortable, then teachers become burnout. Then this affects their teaching, thus affecting the students as well. So why is this relevant? When students and adults feel supported, they feel they are able to be themselves, thus are willing to challenge themselves. This can drive both students and adults to thrive, to make sure others' well-beings are being met too. One of my biggest struggles is being afraid to take a risk, being afraid that I was wrong, and what would my administration think of. I do feel pretty supported in the district I'm in and the cooperative. However, I'm always fearful that there's just going to be this one time they're not going to have my back. The concepts that I've witnessed as an educator, I've dreaded professional development because it was always mandatory and I never really got to choose. But at my current cooperative, they allow us to pick what we want to do. Also, of course, having those certain mandatory ones. And I've also seen a difference if I support system. My first position, I was kind of like hesitant to seek help. This one, I feel like the door is open and that none of my problems would be irrelevant to the administrators. So as a reflection, as a school leader, I want to focus on evaluating my teachers in order to guide them and not to hinder their progress. I want to have professional development opportunities that they are interested in, not just what I want them to be interested in, and make mental wellness a priority. I want to make sure they understand that my door is always open. It's an open door policy that they can come and vent to me about personal, professional, whatever. I want them to know that I am here for them. And I look forward to working with all of you and getting to know you all. Thank you.